Ever felt like life is pulling you in a million different directions, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to find your footing? Well, you're definitely not alone. Right now, across the globe, millions of people are experiencing this exact feeling. Not because they lack dreams or ambitions, but because the constant noise and demands of daily life are overwhelming their ability to focus and pursue what truly matters. If you've ever felt like you're drowning in life's chaos, you're in good company. Today, I want to strip back the layers of this noise and rediscover clarity, and we're going to do it through the lens of Stoicism. This ancient philosophy has empowered thinkers and leaders for centuries, helping them face life's inevitable turbulence with calmness, resilience, and purpose. If, as you're reading this, you're thinking, yes, that's exactly what I need right now, then I'm so glad you're here. If you're feeling inspired by what we're about to dive into, a little love by hitting that subscribe button would mean the world to us and won't cost you a thing. So stick with me through this journey because every moment of this video is packed with insights that could just be the answers you've been searching for. Together, we're going to explore timeless Stoic strategies, powerful methods to reset, restart, and refocus your life. Because sometimes, all it takes to change your perspective and transform your world is to see it from a new angle. Let's dive right in. Reset. Clearing the clutter. Let's talk about the concept of reset. It sounds simple, but the act of resetting, especially when it comes to clearing the clutter, can be incredibly transformative. Think about it. When you say the word clutter, doesn't it already feel like a weight has been lifted just by recognizing it? When you picture clutter, what comes to mind? Maybe you imagine a desk buried under piles of unorganized papers, or a closet packed with clothes you haven't touched in years. But here's the thing. I'm not just talking about physical clutter. I'm talking about something deeper. The mental and emotional clutter that piles up in our minds over time, often without us even realizing it. This clutter manifests in the form of unresolved worries, nagging doubts, and lingering grudges that weigh us down, making it hard to think clearly and move forward. Let me share a personal story to bring this to life. A while back, I found myself feeling unusually stressed and anxious. On the outside, everything seemed fine. I was hitting my targets, meeting deadlines, doing all the right things. But internally, something felt off. My mind felt cluttered, like an attic full of old boxes, each filled with worries, self-doubts, and past grievances that I couldn't seem to clear out. Despite my outward productivity, I was carrying around emotional baggage that I had never fully processed. It was suffocating. I realized that I needed a reset, not just a superficial one, like organizing my workspace, but a deep, internal reset. This is where Stoic philosophy really shines. Think about the wisdom of Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, two of the greatest Stoic philosophers, who constantly emphasize the importance of simplifying life in order to see more clearly. For them, the process of clearing the clutter wasn't just about discarding physical possessions. It was about letting go of unnecessary mental and emotional baggage as well. They taught that true clarity comes from understanding what is in our control and what is not, and freeing ourselves from the excess noise of life. They recognize that our minds are constantly bombarded by external distractions and internal worries, and unless we take intentional steps to declutter, we'll never be able to focus on what truly matters. In essence, the act of resetting is about making room for clarity. It's about identifying what's truly important and letting go of the rest, the things, thoughts, and feelings that no longer serve us. Whether it's toxic relationships, outdated beliefs, or constant self-criticism, this mental and emotional clutter can weigh us down and make it impossible to move forward. But just like cleaning a cluttered space, the process of mental decluttering requires a deliberate effort. And when we do it, we create the space we need to rediscover our true potential. Unnecessary thoughts and emotions often complicate our lives. This fundamental Stoic principle became my guiding light, leading me to adopt a more intentional and reflective approach to my existence. I began by asking myself difficult yet essential questions, the kind that make you pause and truly contemplate. What am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What fears are merely old habits in disguise. This process of questioning is akin to sorting through a long-neglected attic. Each thought, each emotion, and each lingering doubt must be picked up, examined, and most crucially, decided upon. Do I keep it, or do I let it go? Here is where the real clearing begins. It is about recognizing that many worries are merely distractions, noise that obscures what truly matters. These unnecessary burdens have no rightful place in my mind, my space, or my heart. Resetting is about creating room for new growth, fresh experiences, and renewed purpose. It is much like preparing a garden at the beginning of spring. You must clear out the dead leaves and weeds, not because the task is enjoyable, but because it is essential for new life to thrive. The Stoics remind us that every day is a fresh opportunity to realign with our values and goals. They teach us that true freedom is not derived from external accomplishments, but from an inner equilibrium, a peace cultivated through disciplined thought and deliberate action. As I embarked on this journey of clearing out, I started small. One box at a time, one thought at a time. One week, I focused on releasing an old grudge that had weighed on my heart for too long. The next, I worked on silencing the relentless inner critic that constantly whispered, "You can't do this." With each act of letting go, I felt a tangible weight lift off my shoulders, allowing me to move forward with newfound clarity. Now, let me turn this question to you. What is cluttering your mind? What is taking up space in your life without serving a positive purpose? Perhaps it is lingering resentment over a past failure, anxiety about an uncertain future, or the impossibly high standards you impose upon yourself. Maybe it is a toxic relationship that drains your energy and clouds your perspective. Imagine what your life could be like if you started clearing away that mental and emotional clutter. Envision the freedom, the lightness, and the room to breathe and grow. This process is not about denying past experiences, but about choosing not to let them define or limit you any longer. And here's the truth about resetting. It is not a one-time event, but an ongoing practice. It is a habit you develop, a daily commitment to remove what does not belong and reinforce what does. It is about building resilience, about learning to bounce back faster and stronger because you are no longer burdened by unnecessary baggage. So, as you read this, consider what you can reset in your life today. Start small. Maybe it's choosing to forgive someone. Maybe it's forgiving yourself. Maybe it's finally setting aside that persistent worry that has been gnawing at you. Remember, each piece of clutter you clear away creates space for something invaluable. Peace of mind, clarity, and the strength to face whatever comes next. As the Stoics wisely said, the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Every challenge, every struggle, every mental burden we shed shapes us into who we are meant to be. So let's embrace the practice of resetting, not just once, but as a way of life. Because in the clarity of a decluttered mind and heart lies the power to craft a truly fulfilling existence. Restart. Finding strength to rise. Now, let us explore the concept of restarting, the true test of resilience, courage, and determination. Restarting is about picking yourself up after a setback, dusting yourself off, and stepping back into the arena of life. It is a challenge not meant for the faint-hearted, yet it is an essential pursuit for everyone. We all encounter moments where the easiest option would be to surrender. But this is where Stoic wisdom shines brightest, reminding us that every new beginning emerges from the conclusion of something else. There was a time in my life when I hit rock bottom. A major setback in my career left me feeling as though everything I had painstakingly built had crumbled into ruin before my very eyes. It was as if I were standing amidst the wreckage of a once glorious castle, constructed brick by brick with unwavering dedication. The temptation to simply sit in the rubble, paralyzed by despair, was overwhelming. But then, I recalled the words of the Stoics. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. And so, I made my obstacle my path forward. Restarting does not mean dismissing or ignoring our failures. Instead, it requires us to confront them, learn from them, and refuse to be defined by them. Failure, in its rawest form, is a fertile ground for growth, a teacher that success can never be. I ask myself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? The answers to these questions marked the first steps of my restart. I began with small, achievable goals. It was not about reclaiming everything I had lost in a single day, but about moving forward one step at a time. Each step, no matter how small, was a victory, a quiet act of defiance against failure, and a testament to my resilience. And with each step, my momentum grew, propelling me forward. Restarting can feel overwhelming, especially when the road ahead is unclear. This is where the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, becomes invaluable. By visualizing worst-case scenarios in advance, we prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally, not out of pessimism, but out of prudence. When we have already confronted our fears in our minds, facing them in reality becomes far less daunting. It is like rehearsing for a play. When the curtains rise, you are ready to perform. Now, ask yourself, how often do you hold back because fear paralyzes you? Imagine what you could achieve if you saw each failure as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Envision yourself as a phoenix, rising from the ashes, reborn, renewed, and stronger than before. That is the essence of restarting. It is not about never failing. It is about never allowing failure to have the final word. During my restart, I also discovered the power of community. Sharing my struggles and being vulnerable connected me with others who were walking their own paths of renewal. We supported one another, celebrated each small victory, and helped each other through setbacks. Remember, you are not alone. Reach out, connect, and share your journey. The strength found in others can become one of your greatest assets when facing the challenge of starting anew. The Stoics also teach us the profound concept of amor fati, a love of fate. It is about embracing everything that happens to us, including our failures, with gratitude. It is about saying, this is exactly what I needed, because sometimes the lessons we need most can only be learned through adversity. Accepting our journey in its entirety makes restarting not just a necessity, but a privilege. So if you find yourself standing at a crossroads, uncertain whether you have the strength to start over, remember this. Every restart is a declaration of hope. It is a commitment to yourself, a promise that you are not defined by your past, but by the courage you display in moving forward. And every time you choose to restart, you reclaim your power, proving that setbacks are merely stepping stones on the path to something greater. You are taking another step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Do not wait for the perfect moment to restart. Create it. Make today the day you pick up the pieces and craft a new beginning. Your next chapter is waiting to be written, and it starts with a single decision: to rise, restart, and embrace the journey ahead. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. So think like a Stoic, restart like a warrior, and transform your life into the masterpiece it is meant to be. Keep your eyes on the prize, and let's discuss a crucial step in self-reinvention: refocusing. The art of refocusing, aligning actions with purpose. Refocusing is about maintaining unwavering attention on your objectives and ensuring that your daily actions align with your ultimate aspirations. In a fast-paced world filled with endless distractions, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The noise of everyday life can drown out our deepest desires, leaving us adrift. This is where the art of refocusing comes into play, serving as a guiding force to steer us back onto our intended path. There was a time in my life when I felt aimless, as though I were drifting without a clear direction. My goals seemed blurry, and my daily activities failed to contribute to my true ambitions. I was busy, but not in a meaningful or productive way. It was like sailing a boat without a compass. Movement, yes, but not necessarily forward. That was when I encountered a Stoic principle that transformed my perspective: prohairesis, or attentive focus. This ancient concept emphasized the importance of mindfulness and intentionality in every action. The practice of refocusing, a deliberate approach. Refocusing requires a deliberate approach to what you allow into your life. It is about pruning away the unnecessary, eliminating the trivial, and discarding distractions that deplete your energy and scatter your focus. Ask yourself, is what I am doing right now serving my ultimate purpose? If the answer is no, it may be time to let it go. Steps to refocus effectively. Define your priorities. Identify 3 key goals that, if achieved, would create the greatest impact on your life. Write them down and place them somewhere visible as a daily reminder. Take consistent action. Each day, commit to at least one action that moves you closer to one of these goals. Success is built on daily decisions, not grand gestures. Set boundaries. Protect your time and energy by saying no to commitments that do not align with your vision. It is better to disappoint others than to disappoint yourself. Eliminate clutter. Simplify your physical space, commitments, and digital consumption. Clearing distractions brings clarity and sharpens your focus. Evaluate your path. Regularly assess whether your current trajectory aligns with your deeper values and aspirations. Adjust as necessary. Breaking free from stagnation. How often do you find yourself continuing a job, habit, or relationship simply because it is familiar? Imagine the clarity and freedom you would experience if you only said yes to things that align with your values and aspirations. That is the essence of refocusing. During my personal journey of refocusing, I realized how scattered my efforts had been. I was pursuing too many goals at once, which diluted my progress in all areas. Taking a step back, I reevaluated my direction and began eliminating the clutter, not only in my physical surroundings, but also in my commitments, social media use, and leisure activities. Each unnecessary element removed felt like taking off a blindfold. My goals came back into sharp focus. Refocusing is not a one-time fix, but a continuous process. As life changes, our goals evolve, requiring us to recalibrate our focus accordingly. Like adjusting a compass when veering off course, refocusing is not a failure, but a necessary part of personal navigation. If you wonder whether it is too late to refocus, remember a Stoic truth. It is never too late to become the person you were meant to be. Every moment presents an opportunity to realign with your aspirations. Maintaining momentum, the road ahead, starting fresh, resetting your compass, and realigning your focus are significant achievements, but maintaining momentum is the true challenge. This is where the principle of hypomone, Stoic endurance, becomes invaluable. Hypomone is about resilience, the ability to persist in the face of adversity and remain steadfast in the pursuit of your goals. Think back to the last time you started something new, a fitness regimen, a business venture, or a personal project. The beginning was exhilarating, fueled by enthusiasm and grand visions of success. However, as time passed, your motivation may have waned and unforeseen obstacles may have appeared. This is natural and part of every worthwhile endeavor. But success does not come from merely starting strong. It comes from continuing strong. Strategies for sustaining momentum. Break down goals into manageable steps. Large ambitions can feel overwhelming. Divide them into smaller, achievable tasks. Each milestone reached fuels motivation for the next. Reflect regularly. Assess your progress. Acknowledge achievements and adjust your approach as needed. Reflection is not about self-criticism, but about learning and growth. Practice gratitude. Stoicism teaches that gratitude fosters a positive mindset and strengthens perseverance. Celebrate how far you have come rather than solely focusing on what remains to be done. Lean on your support network. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. Having a community that shares your vision makes the journey more fulfilling. Embracing the Stoic way forward. As we continue our journeys, let us carry with us the wisdom of the Stoics. A meaningful life is not defined solely by achievements, but by the way we act and respond to challenges. Each day offers a chance to live deliberately, to act with purpose, and to make decisions that shape a life aligned with our deepest values. So take a moment today and ask yourself, what am I focusing on? Is it what matters most to me? If not, what can I change? Refocusing is more than just achieving success. It is about crafting a life truly worth living, one that reflects your most authentic aspirations. Do not wait for tomorrow or next week. Start now. Let every step you take be purposeful, every decision intentional, and watch as the pieces of your life fall into place, revealing a vision that is not only successful but also profoundly fulfilling. Thank you for joining me on this journey with Stoic Journal. The path may not always be easy, but it is worth every step. For more inspiration, check out the video popping up on your screen. Keep striving, keep thriving, and until next time, keep living the Stoic way.